in person, or you just see her on TV. You've met her in person? Talk to me, the microphone. Where did you meet her?
It was Obasima Summit at National Theatre.
Yes.
I think 2022 there. Yeah.
National Theatre.
Yeah. I was part of an artist management team. So our artist came to sing the national anthem over there. So I was there. Naja, yes.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. And how many of you? Who else?
Right.
So you all see her on TV. Yeah. So today I've given you the opportunity to meet her. Amma, welcome.
Thank you.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
You're a big woman now.
Hey.
Now one wants to come and see you. We have to book appointments.
It's not easy.
Yeah, but let me ask you how it all felt when you were told that you were going to be the press secretary to the vice president.
So I'll tell you what I told Her Excellency. I said to her, thank you for the honor. I didn't want to talk too much. You know when you're overwhelmed by information, there's so much you want to say, but there's only few words. Right, so I said to her, I said, thank you for the honor. And, I felt honored, I have to say. It's such a moment in our history, isn't it? Our first ever female vice president. It's bigger than all of us. It's huge. So to be a part of that, I felt so honored. But then immediately it gave me a sense of there's work to do. There's work to do. So, there's work to do. So there's work to do right now.
But did you see it coming, though?
No.
How come?
I didn't see it coming. I was very active in her campaign in 2020.
Okay.
I was one of 2 aides to her in 2020. We're just about warming up into 2024. I'd been on the campaign with her. I'd gone a couple places with her. I'd started a documentary series on her campaign, which was airing. But at some point in the campaign, I had to draw back. Okay. So,
why was that?
So because of that, when my husband became...
Oh, right. So those of you who don't know, Amma's husband is a vice presidential candidate to Movement for Change.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So at that point, I didn't think that it was good for the optics for me to be that actively involved. It was unnecessary attention that I didn't think that the campaign needed. So I took a decision to sort of move away a little bit. So still doing the documentary series, but not myself, if I can say that. So people will go and bring the videos and we'll put it together and we'll do it. Yeah.
So that's why you didn't expect it, huh?
Yes.
But you have a personal relationship.
Oh, absolutely. She's an amazing woman. To know her is to love her. It's just that simple. Exactly. It's very simple. Once you know her, you love her.
So she called you herself?
To ask about this, yes.
Yeah. Really?
Yes.
She picked up the phone and called you and said, Amma, I want you to be my press secretary.
You don't know her, do you? She will call you if she has to call you. She's an amazing human being, let me say that, yes.
Wow, this is what Ghana needed.
Yes.
Yeah, we really needed her.
Yes.
And to have somebody who is so down to earth,
right.
Hardly do we get that, So God bless her. And God bless her for choosing you as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But we know you will excel.
Amen. Amen. You see, I keep saying this. I think that for Ghana to have a first female vice president is a beautiful reflection on all of us. It says that as a people, we've matured. We are more sophisticated than there are so many countries that don't have that. There are so many so-called advanced countries that haven't gotten there yet. But we have led, in that way. Women have always participated in nation building. We've always been at the forefront. And yet somehow our contributions are not recognized and given its due. Yeah. Now, Ghana is one of not a lot of countries that have done that, recognized the role of women, understood representation. We're also the country that has just done affirmative action bill. We've just passed the affirmative action bill. So we are leading that way. And it's a reflection on all of us. So once it reflects on us so positively, then it is our collective duty to make sure that she succeeds, right? So this one is on all of us. Yeah. We have to make sure that what we lead with we guide, right? This is a good thing. Hey, Ghana, oh, wow. Let's make her succeed. Let's make her succeed.
She will definitely succeed.
Amen.
Trust me.
Amen.
I mean, with the backing of all of us here, she will succeed. When she succeeds, we will be happy because as Ghanaians, we need the success story to tell a story.
Right.
And so we will have to make sure that she succeeds.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, now let me ask you this, and I know so many people out there have been asking in their homes without getting the opportunity to ask you. Having a husband who is a movement for change, you are actively in NDC. When he was, elected, or selected, he wasn't elected, he was selected as a running mate for Movement for Change. How was it like at home?
That's a question. That's a question. Yeah, she's laughing. That's a question. It was interesting times. It was interesting times. Yeah, it was interesting times. I'm passionate about women. He's passionate about youth and youth development, right? And we've both always held on to these passions, and we all work actively. You know, he said there's Future Today, was it a movement that he used to do privately and all of that. So I know where his passions are. He knows where my passions are. So, I mean, of course, I wanted to understand why. It's always important to understand, the reasons. And he said to me that he's always making noise about youth development and youth participation, So if somebody has asked him to come and then do what he's been yabbing about, he felt that he had to. I mean, if he can't get up and go and, contest as the youngest, what moral right will he then have tomorrow to say to another young person that when you have an opportunity, do it? Okay. So we decided to agree to disagree, and, both stayed their course, and yeah.
But he's happy for you, definitely.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. He's posting more than I am.
Oh, really? It's all about Amma.
He's happy.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. So is he going to join the NDC then?
Is he going to... You see, I know that you two talk, so how about you ask him that question?
I should ask him rather, right? I shouldn't ask you.
No, this is above my pay grade.
But maybe he's told you in the bedroom that, right now that you have an appointment, maybe I'll join the NDC.
I'd be happy if that happens.
Okay.
I'd be happy if let me say that. I'd be very happy if that happens. Yeah. And I hope he's listening. Yeah.
Okay, so you're listening, though. Okay. Now, you have been, you came from a family that's been in the limelight. Your father has been in the limelight, in the helms of affair with regards to current affairs for God knows how long. How have you been able to deal with it, especially with change of government when you were young in school?
I have to say that politics is something that I avoided.
Okay.
Yes. Growing up, I didn't like politics.
Why?
It wasn't what it is today. The way that I grew up knowing politics is not what politics is today. Today, politics is, so nice and glamorous, and, every young person wants to...
Be a politician?
When I knew politics, it was a life or death matter, right? You get into politics, you die. That's what I grew up knowing. And so for someone like that, with that kind of exposure to politics, it wasn't something that, no little girl wants to grow up and die.
Yeah.
Or just die.
Yeah.
So it wasn't attractive.
It was more of, do I really want to see my father in here every day?
Well.
And for you, it was, you wanted to do something else in your life. I understand because, I'm a barracks girl. So I know when you say politics at that time, because at that time, even barracks girl, you wake up sometimes and you're like, hey, it's not easy. It's not easy in politics. And we see our politicians going and coming back and things are...
No, those days, I mean, it was, you say something, they arrest you, They take you.
Yeah, they take you.
You either come back or you don't come back. It was pretty simple.
Were you scared?
Oh, it's a scary thing. I mean, I saw him get arrested a couple of times, and military men and things like that. So it wasn't a joking matter. It wasn't a nice thing. It was literally life and death, like literally life and death. So, I mean, it took growth to understand that, and perhaps just watching him, you know, for him to be able to do it over and over again. And I've said this somewhere before, I can't remember, maybe on Francis Aban's show or something like that. I was saying that to hear people say to your father all the time, think about your children. Think about your children, right? To hear that being, you know, repeatedly told him that this thing that you are doing, think about your children. And to watch him out of conviction and maybe a higher sense of purpose or something, keep doing it, you know. So I say that perhaps my attitude to life, my approach to life is shaped by him, right? Watching his choices and his life and his, you know, experiences, immediately I know that I matter, right? Like what I say can matter. My voice is important. My voice can make change. Like as small as I am, I can make change in the world. Yeah. I don't know if that, but that's all from him. But then I didn't grow up embracing it. I didn't grow up thinking that when I grow up, I want to be a politician. No.
Okay.
No.
What did you want to do?
No. Oh, I always wanted to do the law. Okay. The law has always, you know, been something that I like. At some point, I wanted to be a cultural dancer. I don't know what I...
Really?
I thought it was so lovely, you know.
Ghana dancing.
Oh my goodness, I loved it. I loved it. And then in Legon, I did English, sociology, but I was always at the BFT, you know, watching the drama, and I loved that. I think I actually chose drama. I just didn't get it as one of my
you didn't get
my subjects. I think because it was English, sociology, linguistics.
Okay.
So I think because of the credit hours, there couldn't be room for 4. Some people did 4.
Yeah, some people did 4.
I did 3.
Okay.
So yeah, I've always loved that.
Unfortunately, you didn't do it, but you still ended up on TV some way, somehow.
Yes.
Yeah. So you still had it in you, and you did it on TV, and you found yourself in politics. So how did you find your way into politics?
Well, I mean, so I met Prof through Obasima, right? 2019, I literally chased her to be my principal speaker, my main speaker, for my first edition. We did that in Tank Palace. At the time, she was the first female vice-chancellor that we had in Ghana. And I think then my speakers were 4. I used Madame Joyce Bauer, Madame Esther Koba, the then gender minister, Madame Mamle Morrison, and then, of course, Prof was the main speaker. So it was in that interaction, you know, that, you know, because when she was education minister, I was not in the country. Okay. I was in the UK. I was pursuing my law degree at the time. So I didn't experience her, you know, that much then. So it was, you know, during Obasima that I, you know, so I'll say this. What she did that moved me and had me sold for life. You know when you do an event and you call your speakers and everybody involved to say thank you, right? So I'd done the event. It was hugely successful. Everybody was happy. I called her. I think the next day or 2 days, I can't, you know. And I said to her, oh, Prof, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming from it. And then she said, hey, Amma, I want to be involved. I want to be involved in this. I can imagine that it was a lot of work, you know, and I can see a lot of thought process went into this to get it to what, at the end of the day, all of us are enjoying the glory for it, that, oh, this show was good, this show was good. But all of us didn't do the work. So moving on, call me. I want to be involved in your planning. I want to be involved in, you know, the work. Then when the glory comes, we all share in it. And I was just holding the phone thinking, what? Right? Like, and I said, oh, thank you, I will. I'll call you, I'll, you know. And then subsequently we had lunch, you know, so on and on and on. But it's just the way that her commitment to women development was genuine, right? We deal with a lot of big women. Right?
I know, all the time. Some don't even answer your calls.
We deal with a lot of big women, and there are those that are for show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I could see genuineness, right? This was somebody that was really committed to the cause of women, really committed to the development of women. And that was a time at which I was just like, this woman.
Wherever she goes.
Listen, I'm for her. In any way that I can help her, in any way that I can, you know, be of service to her, we need more women like this. And I was sold.
And so that's how you got into politics.
No, that's
your
how
with her.
I liked her. I'm saying this to show that it's linked, right?
Yeah.
You say I got into politics because of this appointment. Well, she gave me the appointment.
Yeah.
So but yeah, so that's been my relationship with her. I think before she was named, I did an interview with her, and I said to her, I said, Prof, your name is coming up, Vice President. She said, Amma, you know, if they call me, why not? Of course. And I was like, okay, if they call you, I am your first volunteer.
Oh,
I'm going to work. She said, are you sure? I said, I'm working with you. Just call me. We are going, right? And the call came. That call came. And then, you know, I joined her team. And here we are. Here we are.
That's beautiful.
Here we are. Yeah. Here we are.
You actually positioned yourself well.
No. I told her that I'm ready to work. And I mean that. I mean that. And listen, even if the call to be her press secretary hadn't come,
you'd have still worked.
I would have been there working with her. I promise you. Yes, because it's important. We have to make sure that women succeed. It's not enough to sit in your house and say, oh, the first female vice president. It's not enough. It's not enough because she has to succeed. It's ours. All of us have to own this moment. That's the only way it makes sense, because if a woman goes and doesn't succeed, it reflects poorly on all of us. And when we give them the chance, look at them, right? Yeah. And then the next person will face 3 times the battle that this one faced to get there. No, we have to make sure that the few women who get through that door succeed, because it is in their success that opportunities will come for somebody else. So true. That's just what it is. So as for me and my commitment to Madame and women, oh, we are on course.
That's nice. I love that. I love that. Now, you know, today, my audience are saying that they have a lot of questions. I don't know if your questions are ready yet. Are they ready? If you're not, I'll still continue, and then I'll come back to you later. You at home can also join the conversation by sending your messages to us on 055-157-5757, 055-157-5757. But, you know, what's going to happen to Pan-Africa TV, though?
Oh, Pan-Africa TV is going to be great.
I like that.
It's going to
Are you still going to maintain your position there?
Well, I'm coming from there.
Okay.
I'm coming from there. So, I mean, I know that there has to be a break at some point. Not yet, you know, so we are still... Pan-African TV for me is not work. It's not something that I do to get paid. It's a passion. It's a cause. It's advocacy, right? Pan-Africanism, socialism, you know, TV for a purpose. It's not glam. No, that's not what Pan-African TV is for me. So, you know, for as long as I'm Pan-Africanist, for as long as I'm socialist, you know, for as long as I'm feminist, yeah, Pan-African TV is in my blood.
That's nice. So who owns it? You own it?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't own it.
Are you sure you don't have to answer that? I know people have been asking you, do you own it?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I manage it, but I'm not the owner of Pan-African TV.
Okay, all right. So how are you going to combine the two, though?
We'll see. How do we say it in Ghana? I wanted to use a popular phrase we don't really say anyway. I mean, no. But we'll see how it goes.
When you got to this appointment, this particular appointment, I mean, how has society been like towards you? Especially your friends in the opposition.
It's been a mixed reaction.
Yeah.
There are those who know the backstory. There are those who know, you know, where all of this is coming from, who are genuinely happy, you know, about it. There are those who are wondering, who is she and where is she coming from? Right? There are those ones too. Then there are those who are making it about the male figures in my life. And I've said this before. I love my dad. He's my hero. No jokes, right? My husband is my husband.
Yeah.
So I don't mind you connecting me to them. It's fine. But when it becomes a question of who owns her, who does she belong to, then that's because oftentimes that's what happens with women.
Yeah.
If a man is named, oh, the man,
He worked
we accept
his own to get there.
If a woman is named, who owns her? Who is the owner of this man? Let's check. Who is her father? Who is her husband? Who is her uncle? Who is her boss?
Yeah.
That's the only angle at which I'm like, oh, come on, Ghana. We have a first female vice president. Can we progress?
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Apart from that, yeah, I'm okay. Every reaction is good. The fact that there's even a reaction is okay. You know, in media, we know that no news is, you know, there's nothing like bad news. Everything is good. It's all good. It's all good. At the end of the day, I say that there's a lot of interest in this government, right? There's a lot of ownership where this government is concerned. Ghanaians genuinely believe that this is their government.
Right.
And it's wonderful. I've said this, I can't say this enough, right? It's a good, wonderful thing. Now, I want that ownership to translate into, we need to make sure that the government succeeds. That's all.
The government must succeed.
That's all.
You agree with me? All right. So I know you want to ask your first question, so you go ahead and ask. Because immediately I turned, you took your microphone and then you dropped it again. And Amma will be leaving very soon, so we want to quickly get the questions and answers.
Okay, so as you said, we are grateful to have Professor Nana Jane to be our first vice president. As a female, she has that record. And my question is, in what ways do you intend to empower women or girls? Do you have any mentorship program or educational summit? Because you just mentioned summits that you guys had in national year. It's new to me. I don't know what went on. Can you give us more enlightenment?
Well, Amma, that summit is a big one. You haven't done it in a while, right?
Oh, I have.
When was the last time you did it?
Last year.
Oh, okay. So it's this year, so we're waiting for.
We are waiting for 2025.
Right.
Yeah. So we do it every year.
Yeah.
Every year. Then there's the campus tours where we go around the campus. There's the market activations. We go around the markets as well. So, I mean, to your question, I don't know if it's personal or if it's, you know. So there's Obasma, which is what I do. Right? A mentorship is right in there. She will tell you from being there last year. Mentorship is a huge part of what we do. It's why we bring women who have achieved, women who are achieving, and then the rest of us, right? So we are sort of handing over the baton every now and then. I say that just seeing big women is important. Because sometimes if you haven't seen it before, you can't contemplate it. But if you see it, you know that, oh, it's achievable, it's attainable, and you can work towards that. For the government, I think when you pick the manifesto, it's just, you know, beautiful and it's all there. I know that Her Excellency has personal projects too that she herself would, you know, embark on as we go along. But this is what I would say. Previous governments had 14% women representation, right? This one is not even done. And we've exceeded 40%. For me, it's a sign of leadership that, let's make it cool, that knows what time it is. Right? It's a great sign. So my fingers are crossed. I'm excited. I'm waiting for what's next, what's to come. For me, every young girl in Ghana today, just by seeing Professor Jane Opoku-Agyeman, should feel inspired. There's something to aspire towards. This is a woman, if you've heard her life story, who is self-made, right? She built herself from the ground up. It's possible. It's doable. Right? Once we have that example, I don't know what should stop us. It's hard work. That's her story. Studying, and getting the work done. Yeah. And a great work ethic. Because she speaks about pursuing, you know, further studies while working, while making a family. And she knows how hard that is. It's not easy.
Never.
But she did it. Today, she's here. She's the vice president of Ghana. I tell you her schedule for the day, right? But she's going through it. So, I mean, once we stay committed and once we tell ourselves that it is doable, there's nothing, absolutely nothing that can stop us. For us to not diminish ourselves, play small, keep, you know, once we enter a space, we own that space, you know, we matter, we are here. I think we are fine. I think we are fine.
Okay, anybody else? All right, okay. So we are going on social media right now to read a few messages. Shola is about to read the messages. Don't forget to also send yours to us on 055-157-5757, 055-157-5757. And later during the show, we'll be talking interior decor, and we have a couple. What are you doing this Valentine's season?
That's a great question. What am I doing?
Yeah.
What am I doing? I don't know. Val's Day, what is this? Is it a Monday or Tuesday?
Oh my goodness.
It's a Friday. It's Friday.
That tells you that she's only working.
No, Friday is always good. I like Friday. It's good.
Are you sure you do something about it? You'll be at work. You'll be working. I mean, that's your life now. Because now, when the vice president moves, you have to move.
Absolutely.
So all the time you'll be on the move.
Absolutely.
It's not going to be easy. But I know you'll definitely succeed. I mean, when I heard your name, I got so excited. I said, Amma. Oh, we are done. I mean, we are done. We've been advocating for women, and it's quite great to know there are great women there. And for me, I like the fact that, you know, they are not selecting party, but people who can do it and they are still party faithful. And so, congratulations to you once again.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so Shola is here. Hi, darling.
Hi, Mama.
How are you?
Thank you. I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm fabulous.
I'm okay. Amma is in the house. And,
Yeah,
you know,
Amma's in the house.
Amma gives you Gen Z or, you know, millennial who doesn't want to remain a millennial. Because anytime I see her, I'm like, how do you keep getting younger and younger? Is there a secret you want to share?
She's young.
Because I'm trying to look
We are
like
25.
I'm
Yeah.
very young. That's all that. Like, I'm really right. Are we
Yeah,
not?
we are 25.
There you go. Very young.
you. Once again, if they are 25, then I am happily 15. Thank you. So we have a number of comments. Let's take them fast. This one says that, hold on. Oh, it's gone, but it will come back again. But we know that
What did you go and touch?
amazingly well, and we are extremely happy to have it in studio all the time. But I have some on my phone, so I can take some.
Yes, I think you should.
Yeah, so this one says that she's doing so well. I've always admired her. Amma has been my role model, and I want to know how she juggles all these with marriage, because I know a lot of people who say they can't handle it. So, Amma, do you care to tell us how you do that?
Marriage is hard.
No, you see, when people say marriage is hard, you make it very difficult for those of us who want to go inside to go.
Oh,
No, we let you know so that you go psyched.
It is hard. Listen, let's not beat about the bush. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Am I lying?
It's very true.
Marriage is hard.
The hardest thing on earth, you have to be very matured. You have to be very wise. The word is wise. You need a lot of... Choose well.
Let's start from there.
You need a lot of wisdom to be able to stay in marriage. You need to choose well.
Yes.
And you need to sacrifice.
Yes. And it's not something that happens and it has ended.
Yeah. It doesn't end.
It's every day, you know, staying true to the cause, being committed to the cause, working at it every day, being intentional.
But when it's sweet, it's sweet.
Oh, yes,
Okay,
of
so
course.
I'm getting married.
Yes.
Yes. My hope is restored. This one says that, I'm Abuja Irene Edin. I'm watching you from Aflao. I really love what you guys are doing. Keep it up. Hoping to become a big woman like you people. Love you. All right, we love you too. This one says that, good afternoon, our Gen Z presenter, Sister Rosalind. Did she tell you she's a Gen Z?
I'm a Gen Z. I'm a Gen Z.
All right, the message is good. We'll come back again. This one says that, okay, Amma keeps her life very private. How is she able to do it? They want to know how you're able to keep your life very private.
It's not hard. For me, a media person, journalist, broadcaster, in my estimation, you are not the news. Right. That's how I look at it. So I am not the news. I present the news. I tell the news. But I'm not the news. So it's not, once I have that in my head, it's not hard to not wants the camera on me when the camera doesn't have to be on me, right? So if I'm in the studio working, absolutely the camera should be on me. But if I've come to an event, right, and there's a red carpet, what's my own day? Like, what's my business day?
Your TV personality.
Oh, no. They are celebrities. Let them celebrate themselves.
So you don't think you're a celebrity?
No.
Right.
I mean, that's the notion in my head. That's how I operate.
Okay.
Right. In my mind, yeah, I'm the news. I'm, the conversation, the discussion. But that's where my involvement with everything else ends. The rest is, let the celebrities do their thing.
Okay. So what's the greatest legacy that you wish to see happen with the vice president after her tenure?
Wow. I've said this about Obama too. I feel that there are people who are very important for history, right? And for me, Obama, in all the years that he was in the White House, just being there was enough for me, right? Because for the first time, we had a black man, who was the leader of the world, so to speak. And for me, it was so important. So now when a black boy wants to aspire to the position, it's possible. He has seen it happen before, until him. Imagine your son saying to you, I want to be president of America. I know I said you should dream big, but limited. Right? Yeah. But right now, you can dream that far. And that's what's profits, right? In the history of this country, how many years of Ghana? With more women than men. We've never had a woman go that. But now we have a woman there. Now women can think that far. Now, I know, politicians across, both in NDC and in MPP, who might be nursing these ambitions. And they are well within their rights.
That's true.
Right? Because, hey, it has happened. But you see, for me, then she has to succeed. You see, so her legacy, as at today, in less than a month of being in office, or about a month of being in office, is that she's there. Right? Is that she's there on a merit, is that she's there and we can all attest to the fact that this woman is a woman. Because there are some women who get there and we are all worried.
Yeah.
Hey, this one.
Yeah.
We have to hold her like an ego. This is not the situation. This is not the situation with Prof. This is a woman who is there on her own. She can hold her own, right? But also importantly, is a president who also knows what time it is and recognized the need for that today. So for me, her legacy is that she's there now. But then at the end of the 4 years, right, we don't know what tomorrow holds. But at the end of her service, I know that her legacy would be bigger and better than now. For now, today, she hasn't even done anything. She's just there. That's a legacy for me.
Great.
She has shown us that women can. Women can. Right?
Amma, I don't want to take too much of your time.
Thank you.
I have to let you go.
Thank you.
I hate to let you go, but I have to let you go. So thank you so much for spending your afternoon with us. I know you have so much to do, and so that's why we are letting you go. We'll try to pull you another time into the studio.
Why won't I come back? Right. I have to say this before I go. It's beautiful getting the opportunity to sit with you like this. We've come far, me and
We've come very far, back from university days. We're in the same hall,
listen,
a Kwafo hall.
Listen.
Yeah.
No, I was involved.
You were involved?
I came there to pitch 1 week.
And I caught you all the time.
Because, I like to stay close to the people that I have pitched before.
I know, right?
But I'm a Volta Hall girl.
Okay,
I was on a P block.
And I was always seeing you.
Yeah. Baba was there.
Yeah.
Baba was there before. Yeah. Yes. And they shouldn't know everything. All right. But it's beautiful to see, you. It's beautiful to watch. It's beautiful that, we've stayed through to the course, and that we are flourishing. It's beautiful to see all these ladies here with you. And I don't know if I sound old if I say this, but I'm so proud of you. So I just have to say that.
Thank you so much, Amma. Thank you, and thank you so much. I'm so proud of you too. I was so happy when I saw your pictures around. I heard your name mentioned. I was like, my goodness, this is a dream come true. Thank you so much for representing us well and making us proud. We are proud of you, Amma. Thank you. All right, so. Thank you. All right, so on that note, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, there's more. Amma has to run away. Stay with us. We'll be right back.